Hello ladies and jelly beans, welcome to Math 1202. I am your host Mr. Morris, broadcasting all the way from Happy Valley Goose Bay. In this video lesson today we're going to be learning about measuring length. We're going to start unit 2. No baby yet, hopefully very soon. As of 8:32 Sunday evening, there's no baby. So hopefully we soon have the baby, and I'll be back in Nain hopefully very soon with you guys and girls. Now let's get the show on the go. First of all, you're going to need your paper and pencil and your textbook, just like if I was there. So I'm going to give you a second to get that. If you need more time, you're going to have to pause me. YouTube only allows 15-minute videos to be uploaded, so I gotta be quick. Alright, so if you need to pause me now, and in turn press play after. Alright, ladies and jelly beans, here we go. Hi sis. Here's what we have. Unit 2, measuring length. To be able to measure something using different units and different tools, it's one of the most important and powerful things we can learn today. Everywhere, every day, people are measuring, whether it is part of their job or just part of their daily routines. In this unit, we're going to look at measuring and also what systems of measurement are used. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, we use measurement, or we use estimation. You look outdoors, say how much snow fell. You might say 6 inches, half a foot, 15 centimeters. Guess what? They're all the same amount. Different units, but the same amount. So we estimate. You use estimation when you're cooking. Sometimes you say you need about a couple cups of water to boil, say, pasta. You estimate, say, yeah, that should be enough there. So no matter what we do, we estimate. Now, in some of our jobs we estimate. We're going to look at that in a second. But usually every day we're estimating, no matter what we do. Okay, so we need our textbooks right now. We're going to go to page 54. I know I'm going quick, but that's only because I got a limited amount of time. So, page 54 in your textbook. Okay, if you need to pause to write this down, that's fine. If not, let's go. Let me see. Hold on. Now I had it there. And here we are, page 54 in our textbook. It is Unit 2. It is measuring length. Now, what have we got down here? We got some creatures on a fishing boat. This picture is actually took off the Grand Banks, and we have some fisher people. It says, Danny fishes on the Grand Banks. His work often involves estimating and measuring length and distance. Danny says that his ability to eyeball measurements is as important as his ability to measure with accuracy. What does eyeball mean? Most people should be thinking, well, no, you don't measure with your actual eyeball. But eyeballing measurement means to get an approximation, which means a very good guess at how much or how little of something there is. Very important. Why? Because you don't always have the time or the tools necessary to take exact measurement. Right? Now, let's go on. It says, what activities do you see that might involve length measurements? What kind of things? It can be anything. From, say, phys ed is a good example. In physical education, you're always estimating, well, you need to throw the ball this far to get a shot. The further it is, the harder you push the ball. Can be running. I don't know. Sometimes you estimate how much time is going to take you to get to school on time in the morning. Say it might take you 10 minutes, so you say I got to be ready by this time. You're estimating, and it's all about measuring. What kinds of estimates might Danny make on his job? Well, boys and girlies, he's got to put his nets out, so he's got to know how much line he has to let out, whether that is in feet, meters. On fishing boats, they actually use a measurement called fathoms. Okay, but anyhow, these are a few he might guesstimate. What else? Maybe how much fish he's catching. He's going to need to know, boy, I got 20,000 pounds, roughly about. What else does he need to know? He needs to know how much food he got to get to feed his deckhands. All kinds of things like this. What kinds of accurate length measurements might Danny take on the job? Well, I'm telling you right now, he needs to know how deep the ocean is. Why? Well, actually, what do they use? They use depth sounders, they're called. as in depth of the water. Why would he need to know how deep the water is? Well, he's got to put his nets out, right? So he needs to know how much water is below him, so he gets his nets down so he knows how much line he should use. What else? Maybe how much fish. I know I mentioned that before, but maybe he needs to know exactly how much fish he got. I don't know. But different creatures. Now it says, what other jobs or careers require these skills? Well, they're on the next page. Before we go there, though, you'll see on the right-hand side right here, keywords. And they're highlighted here for you in blue. We got inch, foot, yard, perimeter, dimensions, diameter, and circumference. You boys and girlies had to be on the lookout for these keywords, okay? Inch, foot, yard, we've already met. They are measurements. Perimeter, we'll see. You probably have seen this, but might not be sure what it is. Diameter and circumference, yes, you've seen it. Dimensions, you've seen as well. But just be on the lookout for these in the next little bit. Now, back to number 4. What other jobs or careers require these skills? Well, let's go to page 55. It says career link. Brenda is a professional tailor who repairs and makes clothing. She enjoys using patterns to make clothing from a variety of fabrics, including leather and fur. Her work often involves estimating and making precise measurements. Well, you could see her there. She sews, or professional tailor for a living. She has to use, you see right around her neck right here is a tape measure, centimeters probably. She has to know the inseams, which is the length of distance from the floor to the top of your leg. She has to know how to measure arm length. When Mr. Barta got married, I had to get measured for a tux. And so what they had to do was measure my arms, around my neck, around my waist, my legs, everything to get a suit that fit perfectly. So, one example of one career where measurement is important. Down here, if you look down the page, you got right here, you got this guy or gal. I think it's a gal. She is doing pipe fitting. Now, what kind of job is this? It's probably a plumber, I would say. She's putting a wrench there on pipes. They have to be able to guesstimate how much weight to put on the wrench in order to turn the screws and stuff. She has no length of piping. Different things like that. Water pressures. This guy down here, the gentleman who's looking pretty hard there at his tape measure, he's a carpenter. He will have to know how to measure. Why? Because carpenters are actually one of the best probably one of the best examples of using measurement in a job, I think. Why? Because they're constantly measuring things. If you order a house 10 feet by 100 feet, that's a funny house. Anyway, if you order a house like that and you get one 9 by 70, you're not going to be too happy, are you? So they have to be able to measure. What do they measure? Anything from straight line distances to angles. You've seen those in the triangles and everything. So very important. And last but not least, you see the young fellow down here. He's an electrician. Now you'll notice he has a little something here pushed into the panel box. This is a panel box where all your wires for your house come in. He's probably measuring voltage. Very important. Why? Depending, if not enough voltage, your washer, dryer, lights, TV, PlayStations are not going to work. Too much voltage and boom, you're not going to get anything because there's too much power. So very important. He's using a tool here, probably a voltmeter, to measure how much is coming in exactly. So these jobs are just a few of the ones that actually use measurement every single day. Okay, follow me so far? Good. So, measurement. That's what we're looking at. Measurement, measurement, measurement. Now, boys and girlies, before you get on to GO, I want you to look at this Get Ready section. What we have in here, we have a creature such as multiplication patterns, division patterns, unit price, work with multiples, and different creatures of that nature. This is just meant to get you guys and girls ready, okay, ready for the different things that you're going to see throughout this unit. Now, let me just walk through a couple of examples right quick. We only got a few minutes, YouTube video time. But write each amount in dollar notation. For example, where's my little creature at here, boy? Let me get this up. Do I have my little pin. I should, and let me see, it should give me the option here of, and it doesn't. Where did my pin go? Okay, no big deal. Write each amount in dollar notation. How would you write 75 cents as dollar notation? You would simply move your decimal place back 2 places. You would start right here where the little blinking cursor is at, and you'd go back 2 decimal places, okay, to right here. Put a 0 in front of that and a decimal. You got $0.75, okay? And your teacher who's in there will be able to give you some help, as well as another classmate. Pretty easy stuff, okay? Pretty much stuff we've seen before. Express each amount in cents. Well, down right here, ladies and jelly beans, you do the opposite. You start here. What you do, you take your decimal, you move it 2 places to the right. So you go 1, 2. It will end up being 99, and you'd write cents after. That's all you had to do, okay? Now, you go on down here. You can do these down here pretty good. When you're multiplying by 1,000, you simply move the decimal place however many zeros you have. So you move your decimal 1, 2, 3, you get 355. Okay? The next one, number 7, you could do. Number 8, when you divide, you do the opposite. When you divide by 100, you start here where the decimal is. Move back how many zeros? 1, 2, so you go 1, 2. You'll end up with a decimal there. You'll have 260.00. Pretty easy stuff. You can do all of those. Go on down here. Listing the multiples of numbers. What are the multiples of 12 between 0 and 120? Simply count by 12s. First is 12. You add another 12, then what do you get? 24. Then you add another 12, what do you get? 36. Add another 12, 48. Keep going till you get to 120. Okay? Then what do? You go to the next page. This is express the shaded part of each circle as a fraction. All you do is look at the total number. There are 4. How many are shaded? 1. So 1 out of 4 are shaded, or you write it as 1 over 4. 1 straight line, 4. Do that with all of these. Then you go down here. Number 17 is the same. Number 18. Express the shaded part of each bar as a fraction or a decimal. Or and a decimal. Simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many are shaded? There's 10. How many shaded out of the 10? 9. So you do 9 over 10. Or write it as a decimal, 0.9. And by all means, boys and girlies, use a calculator if you need to. Alright, so here's the dealio. What I want you to do right now for the rest of this period is work on pages 56, okay, and pages 57. Alright, if you don't have a book, you can pair up with somebody. If not, all you need to do is come up here, okay, and simply pause it right here and do these questions. Okay, let's give you a second where you can pause, then play the video and go down here and do these questions right here. Okay, I think I cut off a couple, but I'll scroll down now so you can pause it and do them. So that's what you do for this period. Next day, hopefully I'll be back. If not, you'll probably have another little lesson. But this is Mr. Moores getting ready to sign out. If you want to watch the video again, by all means do so. Have a good day, boys and girlies, and I'll keep you posted about the baby. Later, Gators.